Alright, I usually never take low time frame continuations, but I've seen this this sequence play out quite a bit recently, and I think I'm going to begin testing it. Now, I didn't take it last night, and I didn't take it the gold session previously, but it occurred in both of those sessions very honestly low time frame wise, close to identically. This is what I'm talking about right here, and if we go to the previous Asia gold session, this is what I'm talking about once again. Now, if you actually watch the gold recap that I did on this session, I believe I was recording it live, and I even said that I was tempted to take buys here, but I didn't, and obviously I don't regret that. I had my if-then statements in place. I wanted sells up here and buys if we overextended into this middle time frame range. So yeah, I wasn't going to go against those. Oh shit. And wasn't going to go against them last night either. But I'm almost just recording this video to establish the fact that I am going to potentially look into taking LTF continuations in this very nuanced situation. And oh shit. Okay, I low-key just had a flashback. I've taken a trade like super similar to this a little while ago, back when I was a little bit more lenient with taking entries right at the open of an hour. I'm more reluctant to do that now, but I used to be more open to it, and I think I've taken a trade like this before. Alright, so it was actually May 19th of this year. It was not hard to find because of how little low time frame continuations I have. And yeah, actually super similar situation. I guess I actually started experimenting with this earlier, but just kind of dropped it given how infrequently we are in this nuanced situation. But now that price action is more range bound, once again, I think it's something to look into. Experimenting with low time frame continuation. So yeah, it's pretty much actually what I was about to say here is pretty much the situation I'd enter this in. We'll start off with the higher time frame, and then we'll work our way down to what I'm looking for on the lowest of time frames on the tick chart. High time frame wise, I would want the high time frame to be range bound, which it is here. I'd consider this condition range bound. Yeah, it's going to say 3 hours or 3 days because it was over the weekend, but that's roughly a day of price action. We can just verify that. Like 23, 24, maybe 26 bars, so maybe a little over a day. Solid high time frame. So yeah, high time frame would want it to be relatively range bound, and basically what I am looking for in order to take this low time frame continuation is I want us to have recently touched an extremity of the range. So here we've touched up near the bottom of the range, and a transition has begun. Price is already rolling over back towards the midpoint of that range. Kind of low time frame, low middle time frame wise, right? You kind of want it to be clear that price is beginning to roll over. Maybe even the middle time frame is shifting. Maybe the middle time frame is just ranging. Maybe we're just ranging out, no longer actively pushing towards that extremity. That's really the key. So yeah, general condition, high time frame range bound, and beginning to rotate towards the high time frame's midpoint after touching an extremity. So that's what was occurring here, right? Beginning to rotate. MTF, LTF bearish here, but have a shift. and are clearly rotating towards the upside. Same thing here, maybe a little less obvious where it is a trending range. It's not completely horizontal, but clear bullish trending range. Middle time frame kind of looking bearish here, but then we pull up, come back down and retest this extremity and reject it. Middle time frame is effectively range bound right here, no longer actively pushing to the downside. We touch up on the high time frame range's extremity, and this is relatively close to the midpoint, but given where it is a bullish trending range, I feel like you still have that natural expectancy for it to continue a little bit further. As for the low time frame obviously bullish, and here's where it does get a little bit counterintuitive, and it goes against one of the principles that governs most of my trades, which is trading with good low time frame relativity. These entries have brutal low time frame relativity, but in this really nuanced situation where the high time frame is range bound, where we're transitioning towards the midpoint after rejecting an extremity, it seems to be pretty valid. So yeah, near low time frame highs, hourly candle opens, manipulates for a little bit, and the key is the tick behavior. That's what I'm entering off of. You look at this on the 1 minute, it looks like nothing. If anything, it looks like after this candle, you're potentially entering sells off the pullback. Alright, so I made this last night just so I kind of remembered what I was looking for when I went to dive into this today. But here is the tick behavior. This is from last night. So the Asia 2 candle opens, pretty much immediately drives bearish right here, but then I noticed the buying volume was mogging the selling volume. Wasn't gonna enter quite yet. Was just gonna wait and see. Once again, selling volume gets mogged, and then it's overwhelmingly clear once again, and that's where I think the potential entry is. And then here was from the day before, drove bearish. Not as clear here, but very clear once we get into this area. Selling volume really starts to get absorbed, I guess you could say, and then we really break out here with that gap. This is the tick 15 chart, by the way. And yeah, maybe that looks like nothing, but it's something I've seen happen time and time again, and I'll probably begin to risk a minimal amount on this LTF continuation model, and we'll see how it goes. My guess is we won't see it very often because it's rare that we're in this exact situation at the exact time that I want. But when it does happen, I'm going to fire on it next time. I'll say that right now, and I'll record it and post the results regardless, and we'll see what happens.